If you are anything like me, you're just wondering, why does Mike's beard look like it's trimmed with a weed whacker? Then you got a home here. Welcome to the Go Show, celebrating all things outdoors in this beautiful outdoor playground of a state, nation, and world that we live in. Thanks for playing along in a happy day after a 3-day weekend. Wow. Again, it's Monday. Nope, y'all, it's Tuesday. It's Tuesday, which leaves us 1 day closer to FAFO Friday. So it's like it's coming early. How about that? And I always said for decades that the opener of dove season should be a national holiday. Well, and behold, yesterday it was. Oh, yeah. That was it. We're talking about Labor Day. Everybody's talking about Labor Day. Forget that noise. Labor Day. Who gives a rat's about Labor Day? It's the opening day of dove season. That should be a national holiday each and every year. What do click on a comment to show it on the stream? Literally, it's as if the streaming program that I've been using for years, like all the way through COVID and the whole nine, is acting like I've never used this before. It's telling me that the live viewer comments show up on StreamYard. Look at that. This is what it's telling me. This is an example. Click on a comment to show it on the screen. Like I haven't done that at Thanks, guys. Appreciate you, StreamYard. Well done. Holy mackerel. And again, it snuck up on me. Dove season, the opening day of dove season, my favorite season, snuck up on me. There's a lot to talk about and a lot to uncover because I want you to know that your humble host is a knucklehead just like we all, just a bunch of knuckleheads. So we had a while back, this quacker's nicely done. What's up, Michael? A while back, last week or week before, we had the Hall of Fame induction banquet for Wildlife for Tomorrow. What's up, Lynn? You broke your hip, dude. The hell, Lynn? Bro, what were you doing? I told you to stay away from MMA. I told you mixed martial arts is not for you. I told you 100 times. You brought this on yourself, Lynn. Dude, buddy, I'm sorry, man. That really sucks, bro. Really, really sucks. I'm sorry to hear that. Your crew is here sending you all the love in the world, and we hope that you have a speedy recovery. Holy cow, they're gonna replace the dang thing. Jeez. But I told you, man, I warned you. MMA was not for you. Kind of brought it on yourself, pal. All right, let us know what happened, pal. We hate to hear that for you, and we love you, and we want you to have a speedy recovery. Anywho. Last week before last was the Hall of Fame induction banquet, and everybody's asking me. I get Tequila Jim texting me all the time. It's me and the boys. Where are we hunting opening day? It's me and the boys. Where are we hunting opening day? Because last season opening day, we're in general population. We're in Gen Pop, and I got to tell you, I got shot. I think of a guy that was with Travis. I think he got peppered. It's terrible. Oh, rehab today. Good job, buddy. Okay, well, all right, we'll get after it, man. It's gonna suck, but man, we're here for you. Anyway. And we didn't want to be in Gen Pop again, so it went Tequila Jim. Where are we going to hunt? Where are we going to hunt? Opening day of dove season. I'm like, I know. I'm a little busy right now with 820 day. I'm a little busy with this banquet, but okay, we're on it. So thank God Travis was there. My boy Travis Jr., formerly of the NRA and now with Hillsdale. He said, well, where are we hunting? I'm like, dude, I got to put you on this. You got to be on this. I got nothing right now. I got to do all this stuff. And he said, okay. He went and talked to the director of Game and Fish. He said, where are we hunting? I'm not kidding. He went right to the top. Like, damn. Because we had an idea where we wanted to hunt on opening day, but we didn't know if we could get there. And we couldn't. The director was like, no, man, you can't go back there. But talk to Josh, talk to the deputy director. He'll get you on the right spot. Sure enough, we have a spot. This is just a little birdshot season. Oh, yeah, I'm telling you. Anyway, so we I was told, okay, we got a spot. Josh is on it. We got a spot. All of a sudden I get this text from Travis saying, here's the pin drop. I'm not going to be able to hunt. I don't even know the language you're speaking. If you're telling me you're not going to be you're going to miss opening day of dove season. Like what no. Again, I told you guys again, I'm excited to go out with you guys in the second half of dove season, which is in November. I'm excited to do that with you. Opening day is not for rookies. It just isn't. If you're taking someone out there to hunt for the first time on opening day, you need oh man, I tell you, you need a little bit of you need some help there. Someone might call you not a good friend if you do that. Anyway, So he said, no, I'm going to miss it. I'm in the hospital. Okay. That's it. Maybe that's close to an excuse you can miss opening dub season, because I've missed 2 opening days of dub season because I had brain surgery. Fair enough. But open. He sends me a picture. I don't know whether the camera was. One of his eyes is like swollen shut, and it looks like he's got pink eye, a black eye, and an eye infection. Apparently, he was traveling, which he travels extensively for his job. He got some kind of infection in his eye, and if he didn't get that treated, he was going to lose his eye. It was that big, that bad. It wasn't pink eye. I was like, traveling with what's going on over there? You're traveling. he's not that kind of guy. Anyway, so he was in the hospital and had to get just big like steroids and all this stuff and antibiotics and he's fine now, but he missed opening day. So anyway, I put the pin into Onyx. And Onyx, for those of you who don't hunt, Onyx is probably the biggest hunting app there is. It lets you know if you're on public land, private land. BLM lets you know where you're at, okay? It lets you know where you're stepping on. Like if you're in a unit, and say you're unit 6B, it lets you know that you're now on the border of 6B and you are now about to go to another unit, so you need to stay where you are if you want to hunt legally. It's really valuable. And by the way, if you use it in your neighborhood, you open it up, it tells you the name of every homeowner in your neighborhood. It's kind of weird. Kind of creepy like that. But anyway. So I put it on X Hunt and it says Kerr. Kerr. Not Steve Kerr. And I'm thinking, this might be Cena Kerr's property. Cena Kerr was just inducted in the Arizona Outdoor Hall of Fame. Sure Schnitzel. It's Cena Kerr's property. I'm like, oh my gosh. Josh set us up with Senator Kerr. This is fantastic. She's the head of Arizona Agriculture. She was appointed by Donald Trump. She is in there. And just a little brain season. Okay. Hey, nicely done, brother. Here, I'll put these up so you guys can see what's going on here. Okay. From here on out, you guys will be on the screen with your comments. There you go. Unit. Nicely done. Anyway, so it was her property. All right. So I was like, okay, cool. We're in friendly confines. Okay. She knows me. I was just at her office filming her acceptance speech and everything was good. And we're pals like that. We go with it. And so I get ready. I go online to buy my license. And the reason why I buy my license the day before opening day of dove season is that's so I never forget. Okay. I am going to buy, I know that I need to go get a license and I need to get my migratory bird stamp. The day before dove season opener is September 1st every year. My license expires the day before that. So it's just, I would never forget. So I get all my gear together. I go to get my license, and it says, if you want this on your phone, download the eTag app for Game and Fish. And I'm like, really? What up, your Arizona Game and Fish Department? Are you serious? You guys have graduated to the next level? Welcome to the 21st century, y'all. Yes, they have e-tags. Hell yes. And so I get on their license. You can pull your license up too if the game warden, the unit manager, that's what they call them, unit managers here. The wildlife managers here, unit wildlife managers, I don't know. Anyway, they're game wardens. And so you can show them right there on your phone. Y'all, I picked it up, and it when I opened the app and I put in my information, it said I had a deer tag. It said I had an antlered mule deer tag. I've got a buck tag. I have a deer tag. And I looked at it and I made sure that the dates were fine. It was 11/7/25, and I was like 25. Make sure it says 25. It wasn't some old tag. Nope. I've been telling everybody I didn't get drawn for anything. I did not know I got drawn. I did not. I went to Tequila Jim when we were hunting, and I said, hey, dude, we got tags? I thought the kids had tags. Because that was what he said. He said, yeah, he said, Justin got drawn, and Justin's his son. And I said, and I'm like, okay. So I was thinking, like, maybe I'll go up for a day or something like that and help him out and kind of hang out and did that kind of thing, right? What's up, Eddie? And I was thinking, like, okay, maybe I'll go up there. No, he said, no, Justin got tagged. We were all put in with him. We all have tags. I got a deer tag. And I wouldn't have known had I been lazy and not printed out my hunting fishing license for opening day of dove season, I would not have known had I not seen the link that said click here or go to the Apple Play Store, Google Play Store, or Apple, whatever the hell it's called, and download the E-Tag app. I would not have known. And you're right, Brendan. It's a solid surprise. That's like putting a coat on from like last season, right? Put a coat on from last year, and you find like a 50 in your pocket or something like that. Hell, even a 20 in your pocket. You're like, yeah, woo! Back when $20 was something. But anyway, that's what I was on cloud nine. I was like, okay, I got a deer tag. Tomorrow's opening day of dove season, and holy crap, this is awesome. Because even if Jim said, no, we didn't get drawn, dude, I have the E-Tag app told me I have a tag. I'm going. And if they dispute it, I'm like, look on your app, y'all. You said I had a tag. It's right here. Look it right there, buddy. So we'll see. So Chevy Dan, if you're listening, pal, that is the blind hunter, no excuse hunting. If you're listening, dude, you did send me a text asking me if I'm in the market for a 300 Win Mag. Well, yes, I am. As a matter of fact, I am. That's right. Because I got a tag. Why would you get a tag and not get a new gun for the hunt? Right? Yeah. Yeah, it's like putting used tires on a new car. Yeah, no, you don't do that. No. So got a new shiny tag, and I want a new shiny rifle. So that's how it goes. Actually, I've been in the market for a 300 Win Mag because this is a show about the outdoors, so we're talking about the outdoors. There is one rifle. I think there's one rifle that can handle all of North America's big game, and that's a 300 Win Mag. Yep. Yeah, 300 Win Mag. I appreciate that, Lynn. Yes, bedpans do suck. Yeah, bro, I bet. If you're just getting caught up, Lynn, so send Lynn some positive vibes. We guys, thoughts and prayers, positive vibes, however you do what you do. He broke his hip. Again, and I told him at the beginning of the show, I told him mixed martial arts was not for him, and he did not listen. But you should see the other guy. Dude, Lynn wrecked that guy before he broke his hip. I'm telling you. Lynn just broke his hip climbing out of the ring. He did one of those things where he jumped on top of the cage, and he was like, yeah, and he fell off and broke his hip. But he kicked the guy's butt before that. So, Lynn, that's the story we're going to stick with, pal. Okay? Dude, you didn't even TKO him. Dude, you KO'd his ass. You knocked him out clean. Spinning roundhouse. Woo! I didn't know Lynn had it in him. I didn't know Lynn had it. I'm telling you, it's pretty good. All right. See, that's right. Oh, your son built it. Eddie, I need to talk to you about that because Travis, who we're just talking about, who was in the hospital, not in the hospital anymore, he asked if I had a gunsmith that I trusted. So, Eddie, if you're, I know Eddie's son is a gunsmith. Let me know where he works. Send me his info, buddy. Can you text me that? I would greatly appreciate it. And then I get back to Travis and hopefully get him some biz. And then I'll probably have a new scope put on the 30-06 because I'm going to give that to intern Nuge. And then I'll get the 300 Win Mag and put a new scope on that as well. So we'll probably have those laser sighted if he does that as well. All right. That's nice. Thanks, Lynn. Lynn, that's a little too much information, pal. We've already made up the story about you breaking your hip, buddy. Come on. Yeah. Thanks, Eddie. Appreciate you. But okay, so the story does continue. Okay, the guys at Accuracy Speaks at Rio do great work too. Okay, thanks. Tequila Jim has entered the game. Thanks, Tequila Jim. I was just telling them, Jim, that I didn't know we had a tag. Had no idea. I've been telling everybody has asked me to get drawn. Everybody that knows who I am, what I do, or that I hunt said basically, did you get a tag? Nope. Did you get drawn? Nope. I lied. I now lied. I have to call the director, the deputy director. I need to call them both back because both of them asked me if I got drawn. I said, no, I lied to them. And I didn't even know I was lying. Is it really a lie if you didn't know you were lying? He was like, no, I didn't get drawn. But apparently we did. And we stayed at Tequila Jim Sr.'s house. It's going to be great. But anyway, getting a new rifle for the hunt. 300 Win Mag is going to be the call and looking for a good scope. Not you. I'm not talking to you, Tequila Jim. Tequila Jim version of a good scope is out of my budget. I'll guarantee that. Yeah, seriously, dude. Yeah, what else are you keeping from me? Dude, seriously, Jim told me Justin got drawn, and I was like, okay, cool. I know we got drawn with him. And I wouldn't have known had I not downloaded that app. I would not have known. You would have called me on like the 5th or 6th and been like, so are we heading up? What time are we leaving tomorrow? I'd be like, what the hell are you talking about? Yeah. Oh, it's not a lie if you believe it. Okay, fantastic. I guess that does make sense. I will give that. And if that's I believe Costanza is from Seinfeld. I'm not a Seinfeld watcher, but yes, unintended omission. Exactly. I didn't really omit it. I gave the answer pretty distinctly. Like, no, I did not get drawn. Okay. Well, anyway, I'm gonna go knock me down a mule deer. I don't know what just. There we go. I don't know. I'll go knock down a mule deer and we'll be good. Anyway, so Tequila Jim and I in the Bois go running out to all the little Tequila Jim Juniors. We go out to Senator Kerr's spot, and it was funny because Jim, I don't think we didn't really debrief on this after I took off because I'm just really not accustomed to waking up at 4 a.m. I'm just not. 5:30 is about my spot. 4 a.m. I wanted to go home and take a nap. I wasn't thinking. So anyway, when we get there, there's already 2 dudes set up in the field. Okay, set up where we're supposed to go. We park behind a truck, and there's 2 dudes set up in the field. We start walking kind of off to the right of these 2 people. And this is very standard for opening day. These kinds of things happen all the time. It's not a big deal. It's not like it's concerning. It happens all the time opening day of dove season because everybody and their uncle is out hunting on opening day. It's died down right now. There's nobody out dove hunting right now. Like it just dies down. Anyway, these 2 guys come up to us. And you don't really know at the time what they're approaching. Are they going to ask you have permission to be on this land? That's what I thought it was. Do you have permission to hunt here? Who gave you that permission? And that's a common and acceptable question to ask if you're on someone else's property and you were given permission. Do you have permission to be here? So I thought that's what they were going to ask us. So they come up. I don't know, Jim. Do you remember if they had shotguns in hand? I think they might have. But anyway, we're all out there armed. So, I mean, become the OK Corral quickly. So they just came out and just started talking about, hey, yeah, we scouted this field. There's birds that are going to be here and there's birds that are flying here. And this is the place where you want to be set up on. And we're like, okay, cool, man. Thanks. And they're kind of talky chatty. And so, okay, one of them had a shotgun. Okay. So, they were chatty and I immediately knew, and I'm sure Tequila Jim knew too, but we knew right away. We were like, yeah, okay. They don't have permission. They found this spot and this is where they're hunting. They do not care if it's someone's land. They're going to basically it's better to ask it's easier to ask for forgiveness than permission at this point. They were just coming up to us, seeing if we were going to give them any trouble, that we were actually the owners of that land and we were going to be, they were scoping us. They were just checking us out to see if we were cool. And it was actually interesting. One of the guys did not miss. I mean, he had a limit plus. I think he had a limit plus his buddy's limit because this guy just didn't. This guy was dropping them. But yeah, so again, and it's not our business. We're not, calling, Cena Kerr. We're not calling the director. We're like, okay, if somebody comes and asks us as a group who has permission to be here, we knew we did, so we were good. And if somebody wants to bust them, and he busts them. It's not our job to do that, right? Even though I think Jim has a badge. I'm not going to tell you which badge, but 5 more proofs of purchases and I get mine. I kid, Jim. I kid. But yeah, it's always good to be out there with an attorney. I carry an attorney wherever I go. If I'm going to be in a spot where I could get into some trouble, I always carry an attorney. Yes, I highly recommend it. It can get a bit expensive, but I do highly recommend it. Anyway, we were along this tree line, opening day of dove season, this opening morning. We were along this tree line, and when I say tree line, it's very Arizona. It's a very thick, probably 4 or 5 rows deep, shoulder to shoulder palm tree line of palm trees. I mean, it was so thick you couldn't just look through and see the other side. So it was, there was separation. And you're right, Brendan. We don't have stinking patches. The other side sounded like a damn war zone. Sounded like general population. It's like we were back in where we were last year, but it was nice and quiet on our side of the trees. But that side of the trees, pop, 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 pop. Woo! I don't know if any dove are going to make it over to our side, but we'll just be patient and wait. And we patiently waited, and obviously we were definitely rewarded as we had a solid flight through there the whole morning. Just was a solid flight. And let me put it this way. We left because we're out of ammo. And I needed an Advil. Holy mackerel. Because you got to understand, my surgeries were on this side of my head. And that's the side of my face that I put on the stock when I pull the trigger. So, damn, did I need some Advil. Picked the wrong month to quit drinking, I'll tell you that much. So which is the biggest test for me, by the way. We'll get in a little minute here. But going out there, we were waiting, we're patient, and then it was just flight. It was birds everywhere, and it was fantastic. I was suffering from projectile dysfunction most of the morning, but I did end up with 9 birds. Jim, that was my final count was 9 birds. And so I thought I was at 7 or 8, and apparently I was at 9. Because you just lose track of it out there. You know, you try to do the 1 bird, 1 retrieve, 1 shot, 1 retrieve, that kind of thing. But me, it was 3 or 4, 8 shots, 1 retrieve. It was a rough, we're back in the game kind of outing for me. And the boys were just shooting like crazy and having a great time. Each of the boys got birds, and that's what it was all about. So much so that one of his boys had a, I got dibs on that, by the way, Brendan. I have plans for that. So anyway, one of the boys ran at the middle child. I was standing next to him, and he ran. He was out of ammo, and so I just handed him my shells in my shotgun, and I'm like, "Dude, finish it off." And I already had 9 in the bag. I was good, and I already had a lot of fun. And I'm telling you, if you can hunt behind it, as someone who hasn't hunted before, or maybe it's hunted once or twice, and you can help them and chat up and, and help them spot birds. And, this is good. This is a good shot. This is a bad shot. To me, that's more fun than hunting. Like I remember the first time I sat behind intern Sarah years and years and years and years and years ago at the youth hunt. I remember sitting in the dark, and she was sitting on a bucket in front of me, and she had her shotgun, and she was just looking at the, the sunrise and looking for birds. And I thought, if I can hunt behind my kids, dude, I don't need to pick up a gun again. I'm good, because this is rad. This is way cool. So a lot of fun hanging out with the Tequila Gym boys, and it was good. It was neat getting to do that, and we got some birds locked down, so it's good. So it's fun. And these guys, the Tequila Gym crew, they clean their birds on the tailgate, like before they head home. Mine are still in the fridge. Yeah, I still have the birds in the fridge, not clean. They're in the fridge, whole bird, feathers and all. There they are. There they sit in the fridge. And I'll get to it today or tomorrow, and I'll go ahead and process them. And if you don't believe me that that's possible, I'm telling you it is. And I did not believe it until, and I'll pick up, you guys can pick up the name I'm about to drop. Ted Nugent told me to do that. Ted Nugent on this very show said that he doesn't even put them in the refrigerator. He puts them in his garage in a brown bag and waits about a week. And then he processes them. Not kidding. He said that there's some tribal communities that'll kill like a pheasant or something like that, and or a duck, whatever, goose. They will nail its foot to a wall, and then when the decay happens and the bird actually falls, that's when it's time to process it. I'm not joking, y'all. So hearing the story made me feel like, okay, I don't have to process them right away. I can wait if I'm tired and want to get home, things like that. I can do that. Months later, after Ted was on the show saying that, I was out with the Priest brothers, another name I dropped. These guys are quail whisperers. They don't need dogs. They have dogs out there just hunting with them for funsies, just because that's what it's supposed to look like. You got your over-unders, you got your dogs. That's the way it's supposed to be when you're out bird hunting. But they just know where the birds are. I was driving with one of the Priest brothers, and he said, you see that bush right there? He said, go out there. There's a bird. Just walk out there. Don't worry about the dogs. Just walk out there. You'll launch an entire covey. Sure schnitzel. Boom. Everywhere. These guys are crazy. So we're going along. We're what whispers? What is that? What is that, Brendan? Anyway, so we're driving along with one of the Priest brothers. He goes, hey, listen, I heard your interview with Ted Nugent talking about not processing the birds right away. I'm like, oh, crap. He's like, I tried it. I'm like, do I have to pay you for the emergency room visit? What? I mean, dude, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That's probably the really bad advice. He goes, this is the best damn quail I ever had. Not kidding. Oh, Quisper's got nicely. He said that was the best damn quail I've ever eaten in my life, and I've eaten thousands of quail, and that's the best I've ever had. So Yeah. So I don't have to process right away. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Let me Chris, where you at, dude? Let's see. French cuisine does that. Okay. Believe is enzymes. There we go. Not enzymes. Hold on. Even coffee. I need something. Hold on. Mm-hmm. Enzymes tenderize the meat and develops the flavor. Interesting. Okay. Well, I'll report back. I'll keep them in there until Queen Bee comes over for dinner. I don't know if she's coming over tonight or tomorrow, what it is. And intern Nuge will be here tomorrow. So I don't know. Like, why are these dead birds in the fridge? It's in the bottom drawer. It's like it's not even there. They're in there with the cheese. So if you come over to my house, if you ask cheese, if you want cheese on your burger, just know where that cheese has been. That's just know where that cheese has been. Anyway, great day, fun day, a lot of fun. And then Tequila Jim brought some really good. Listen, Mike, I missed a minute. Is that for dove, quail, or both? Eddie, that's for all bird. Apparently, pheasant, geese, everything. Yeah, according to Uncle Ted, that's the way it is. You have dove on your burger too? Damn right, you have dove on your burger. Hell, that's actually not a bad idea. I've seen people put the like egg on top of a burger and stuff like that. Maybe some steak strips or something like that. Maybe put some dove on there, see what it's like. Yeah, that's not a bad idea. Why is there? Yeah, why is there a murder massacre scene in the fridge? It's like Dexter. I'm just a big Dexter fan. Yeah, I guess that's it. Anyway, so Tequila and Jim and I both just picked the month to quit drinking. I think he might have did it before I did, for two different reasons. His is just because he's like, okay, that's enough, and me, my body said, dude, I'm telling you, that's enough. So he had these NAs. He had a couple of NA beers, and I tried them. They're fantastic, but that was the big test to me, because you guys, I'll admit to you. I had some, we call it sight lube. I'd have it. I'd have a beer before we went out. Hell yeah. Calm me down, calm your nerves down. Don't get you're not all geeked up, things like that. Hell yeah. Go in for lunch, have a couple beers, go back out. Oh yeah. Hunting's better without it. I was concerned. I was like, I'm going to be jonesing midway through. Like I would dove hunt sitting on a cooler. Not a bucket like most people, a cooler. Hell yeah. I have light beer here and there. Yeah, no big deal. Just out here waiting for birds to come along. Not kidding, y'all. Better without it. I didn't even Jones for it at all. Actually, I had two NAs with Jim, and I was like, I'm good. Yeah. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. He's a fan of the athletic line of non-alcoholic beer. It's just fantastic. It probably, as far as NAs are concerned, it's the best there is. It's the best there is. And he said, yeah, one of the beers, what was that? It was a West Coast IPA, buddy. I think it was the West Coast IPA they had. He was like, you can't get in stores. Got to join their club. Oh, yeah. Yeah. And there's nothing wrong with it. I'm not knocking it, Eddie, at all by any stretch of the imagination. I'm not. You go out there and you can handle yourself and have a few. It's all, Lord knows I did several times for years on top of years on top of years on top of years. But yeah, I was, again, just in case you guys missed it. Yeah, I stopped drinking beer because literally you go to like the second, maybe the third beer, my body blacked out. Doesn't matter what it is. Could be like 2-3 Bud Lights. Blackout. Done. My body's like, dude, we're not doing this anymore. And I said, okay, cool. I'd listen. Now, at 50, I listen to the body. Yes. Tucker IPA. Okay, it's called Tucker IPA or Trucker IPA. Do you spell that right, kid? NA. Yes, Brendan. Most people's version of NA is a light domestic beer, of course. Yes, but to me, my body was just like, dude, you and alcohol aren't doing this anymore. You've drank enough, and I'm not kidding. Drink enough for 5 people in your life, maybe 6 or 7. That's good. You're good. You're good, dude. You had your run, and it's been great. I'm not like, I don't judge people. If y'all, when we go out to the hunt on in November, we all go out dove hunting, dude. Y'all drink with you. I'm no problems with that at all. Zero, in no way. Just 5, buddy. It might be 3, and I was done. The last 3 times, I'm not kidding. The last 3 times I drank beer, The very, very last one was I had 3 beers, and then I don't remember the rest of the day. It is Tucker's. Okay, Tucker's is it. Okay, so Tucker's IPA. Got it. From Athletic Brewing. Athletic Brewing, I'm telling you, just their regular IPAs you can pick up in the stores, fantastic. It really is good. Yeah, Athletic Brewing Company's fabulous. They did a great job. And don't sleep on the hop tea. I like the hop tea as well. I'm definitely a cheap date. Dude, I'm way cheap date. It's wild because Queen Bee isn't drinking either. We go out to eat, and I'm like, what do you mean the bill's only $60? You serious? Like, I'm saving money. Oh, yeah. Oh, and, oh, yeah, we're going to need security. Oh, hell yeah, we're going to need security. It might be crazy. It might get a little crazy out there. But we're going to have some fun. I think I know the spot we're going to go. Tequila Jim, of course, you're welcome. Tequila, well, I don't know. Tequila Jim is a little too good of a shot. I don't know. We want him around. Taking all our birds. You guys are fantastic. Thank you for playing along. Tomorrow's Wednesday, believe it or not. Holy cow. Tomorrow's Wednesday, and we're gonna we got a lot to talk about. We got a lot to discuss. Some strange things afoot around the world of conservation, including the roadless rule. We're gonna talk about this this administration again trying to jack our public lands. In this way, they're going to do it with what's called by revoking the roadless rule. So we're going to talk about that, and we're going to have a good time. So we're going to do this mañana right here on the Go Show, celebrating all things outdoors. This beautiful outdoor playground of state, nation, and world that we live in for the next 2 weeks is dove season. Have a great day, everybody.